Hello, and thank you for joining us once again this Friday for Talking Freight, the weekly freight and transportation management series where we talk about best practices, tips, trends, and ways to more effectively manage your freight spend and transportation processes. As always, Talking Freight is brought to you by Ceresys, a third-party logistics company focusing on transportation management technology and services. In today's Talking Freight episode, we continue our series on all things full truckload shipping, where last week, which you can click right here to view, we answered, do I really need full truckload shipping? Today, well, because the answer to that question is a resounding yes, we'll talk about the challenges and steps shippers should follow in procuring a full truckload carrier. Procuring a full truckload as a small or mid-sized shipper comes with its unique challenges. Will capacity be available, and are trucks heading in the direction that I need? Will the freight be competitive? What does the schedule look like? What about payment processing and documentation? These questions reflect the various issues and concerns with procuring a full truckload. Fortunately, shippers can take advantage of the benefits of full truckload by understanding what's involved with the self-procurement or in working with a broker or 3PL to procure a full truckload carrier. All right, so let's talk some full truckload procurement. First, let's talk about the steps involved in procuring a full truckload. Full truckload carriers will charge more, and if you have not previously worked with a given carrier in the past, you are more likely to end up paying more than is necessary. In addition, the amount of work involved in scheduling full truckload is extensive. The typical process is as follows. First, the order tender. This starts the process during which a shipper will contact a broker or a carrier for pickup. Shippers should provide basic location and contact information, special packaging and handling instructions, compliance standards, equipment, and other preferences. If technology is involved, such as an electronic data exchange or EDI, or maybe application programming interfaces, also known as API, it can simplify the process. The second step is freight scheduling. The shipper then takes the information gathered during order tender and enters the information into a TMS, or Transportation Management System, or perhaps they simply start calling several carriers. The shipper reviews the network of carriers, verifies carrier equipment, and commits the carrier to a mandatory timeline. The next step in the process is called dispatch. At this time, the TMS, a representative at the carrier, or that found owner-operator, will connect you with a driver and check all the relevant information for accuracy, including name, truck number, trailer number, current empty location, trailer type, and relevant information. And you need to next communicate all the necessary handling requirements. That leads to loading. The TMS provider, or 3PL, or carrier rep, or perhaps the shipper will stay in contact with the carrier the entire way. It's necessary to communicate until the shipments are loaded and the bill of lading has been signed, putting control and possession of the freight, as well as liability, in the hands of the carrier. Next in the process of procuring full truckload carriers is transit. Throughout transit, the shipper stays in contact with the driver and uses all relevant necessary technologies, including GPS, ELDs, and other automated systems, to ensure shipments arrive as fast as possible and account for any unexpected issues, including traffic and weather delays. The next step in the process is unloading or delivery. Upon arrival at the destination, the carrier oversees all necessary information to unload the delivery, and the consignee ensures the driver documents all information, including arrival time, accounting for detention, and checking freight for quality, damage, and contents. At this point, the billing cycle begins. Once the carrier turns in all paperwork, the shipper verifies rate and billing charges and invoices the shipper. So now that we've talked about procuring a full truckload carrier and the steps involved on your own, let's talk about what it means to partner with a 3PL or freight broker for full truckload procurement. Clearly, These several steps, with many other tiny details that a shipper must go through, can be quite a lot. So how can shippers procure full truckloads more effectively if they find themselves strapped for time, money, and resources to secure a full truckload on their own at a great rate? Our suggestion? Turn to a 3PL. Partnering with a 3PL or freight broker to procure full truckloads dramatically increases the capacity and skill of managing full truckload freight for shippers, building brand value and trust with customers. Additionally, shippers free their personnel from the constraint of staying in contact with carriers from loading through final delivery, reducing risk and enabling broad scalability. So with that said, let's talk about 4 key steps to optimize 3PL services in order to procure a full truckload. Optimizing 3PL services is a simple task, but each aspect of optimizing such services rely on respect for the 3PL and process. Shippers seeking to make full use of 3PL services should ensure all interactions are thorough and follow these steps. Number 1, shippers must fully communicate their preferences and information about freight to the 3PL, and all information should be as accurate as possible. Number 2, be specific. Avoid ambiguity when contacting 3PLs about, and if you can, provide as much information as possible. Number 3, be considerate. Although logistics providers do have access to more resources than an individual shipper, shippers should still be considerate of 3PLs, granting enough time to find the best rate possible and schedule shipments accurately. And finally, 4th, follow through. Shippers should follow through with 3PLs regarding any issues experienced during transit and complete payment to the 3PL appropriately. This will help prevent overlooked invoices and maintain the integrity of the 3PL shipper relationship. So, in conclusion, what is the big picture? Procuring a full truckload can be complicated, but a 3PL simplifies the entire process. Shippers seeking to break into the full truckload space can lessen risk and improve cost efficiency by also partnering with a 3PL. Well, that's it for this week's episode of Talking Freight. Have any questions we can answer about procuring a full truckload? Ask in the comments below, and we'll provide our expertise as always. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit subscribe. We'd love to have you in our community that is growing by the day. If you want to get notifications once a video comes out after you subscribe, you can hit the little bell icon. Now, if you don't want to miss anything that we put out, we're on social media and we're updating you folks every single day. So make sure you come to any of these platforms here and follow us on Ceresys. Don't like social media? Want to get our information to your inbox at your email address? That's easy too. See how this little thing pops up here on the video? Go to ceresys.com. That will show up on our website. You put in your email address, and we'll make sure we email you all of our Talking Freight videos each Saturday and all of our great content throughout the week. That's it for this week's episode. Thanks so much. We enjoy having you, and we'll see you next week.